Hello, back again for another update on my Voxel space project game thing that needs a name. Okay, so I didn't do a bunch of the stuff that I said that I would do last week around like performance optimization and ship-to-ship collisions and stuff like that. I was a bit slack, and things are like pretty busy with work and the kids and stuff. So anyway, on Saturday night, I did get some time though, and did a few things that have been like long time outstanding, I guess, additions that I've wanted to do, and I've had previous attempts at, and they didn't really work. And that's because of just like I think some naivety about the way that you can use shaders and the way that you can like pass geometry to the GPU and stuff like that. So anyway, lots of learnings over time, and I've got to the point where I could build a couple of these features that I really wanted to. So the first one is probably just about highlighting the block that you're about to interact with, build on top of, or remove. So you can see like there's this blue outline that gets that between all the vertices on each block when you're hovering above it. The way I've implemented that is I'm just taking the collision mesh and then rendering or using uniforms to pass in the vertex position. And sort of faking it, so I don't have to upload a new mesh every frame for different blocks or anything crazy like that. I can just like alter this block and have it render, and then in the fragment shader can only like render the edges. Yeah, so that's worked out really well, and there was some Z fighting there as well. So, but I've figured out that in the vertex shader I can like nudge the Z position of the pixel, and could stop all that Z fighting without doing big changes. So that's a pretty cool thing to find out about. So the other thing is down in the bottom right hand corner, you can see I'm holding a block. That block is the currently selected item in the inventory. So you can see that I've got blocks now. Can look at them. There's transparency for them as well, so I can add a water block and you can see through it, and you can see through it in my hand as well, and then also for the glass block as well, like these ones here. Yeah, so that's the other part. I guess on top of that, on top of the tech that I've used to draw the like selection indicator for the blocks themselves, you can hold right click to remove a block, but it doesn't happen instantaneously like it used to. And instead I'm rendering like damage over the top of them. So you can see here, it's like slowly break the block. It feels quite similar to Minecraft. Yeah, you can see it like there's 4 damage levels now. Yeah, and it takes about, I don't know, 3 seconds to break a block or something. And yeah, it's the same sort of thing. Like if you stop breaking a block, it just goes back to 100% health, and you need to start from scratch when you come back to it. But I kind of like the way that works, so I think I'm just going to leave it that way. I guess the other thing is I've added to the inventory tools. So you can see this like a pickaxe kind of thing, and then there's like an axe. So you can grab them. So I can grab this axe, and then I can use it to chop it down. Now the animations there are not awesome. It's like a first cut, but I mean, at least I know that I can do it when I'm breaking a block now. It's kind of like a proof of concept kind of thing. So yeah, you can move these around just like blocks in the inventory. We can place down a chest if we want to. Just go place a chest down. I can move, oops, I can move tools into that chest if I want to. Yeah, and that'll get synced to the server and stuff as well. So it's all kind of working the way that you would expect. Yeah, there's another one as well. There's this one. So, you know, the animation's a bit not awesome, but oh well. So the idea is that these tools, like create some progression in the game by having like better and better tools that you could craft when you unlock new technologies and things like that. But anyway, these are just the starting ones that to prove it out, and it's like very similar to what you'd see in like Minecraft or something like that. I think that they're the main things. It looks really simple and it's like quite quick to go through, but actually like there's quite a bit there. It took a few hours for me to get that stuff in, although there's not that much time. And I think that's probably the biggest theme for this update, and what I've been thinking about more recently is just that these features I've had goes at in the past that took me multiple days and they failed, they didn't work. And the reason is because there's too much underlying capability that needs to exist that didn't exist to support building those features. So I've kind of reached the point where some of these features, like understanding which block you've currently got selected, having different types of block in the inventory, being able to get access to the geometry for an individual voxel, and then use it to configure a rectangle on the GPU. These things are all things that they just didn't exist, and I would have had to have built them when I was going to go build those features in the past, and I just couldn't figure out how to, or I didn't have the time, or I decided the feature wasn't worth the amount of time it was going to take me to do. And instead, the engine, or like, it's not really an engine, I think that's a bit of a stretch, but like the engine has grown to a certain level of maturity where it's got all these capabilities. I can just, with a single method call, kind of know which item the player currently has selected, and I can get the texture coordinates for that item, and I can understand if it's translucent, and all these things that they're all just built now, and they're easy to use, just capabilities sitting there. It kind of, actually, now that I'm saying that aloud, it reminds me of a little while back I was watching a retrospective on Doom, or like an interview with John Carmack, and he was talking about the same phenomenon in the Doom engine, where like towards the end they could go really fast and they had a lot of confidence in the capability in the engine when they were building features, because it was all there, and they were just taking these things off the shelf and plugging them together to build out the different features in the game. So I think that it's pretty cool that this game's starting to show signs of that, like where I'm getting a lot of reuse out of stuff. It's definitely kind of a change of pace. Instead of having to build a lot whenever I wanted to add even small features, I can mostly like leverage the stuff that I've kind of got in place already, and then just go from there. That doesn't unfortunately help me much with the performance and the ship-to-ship collisions and maybe docking and stuff like that. I've still got a lot of work to do around that stuff, and I'm sort of procrastinating, maybe not putting enough time in as what I should. But anyway, we'll get there eventually. I think that's it for this week, but thanks heaps for watching. If you made it this far, thanks heaps for watching to the end. If you've got any questions or like any suggestions about the videos or about the game, please do like drop a comment down below. And also, like, if you are interested, there's a full playlist with a whole bunch of videos showing like my progress over the past year. Please do check it out if you're interested. I think there's a fair bit to look at there. It's like, I don't know, it's similar content to this, I guess, so it's nothing too exciting, but if you want to see someone building a game from very near scratch, you can probably get a good feel from it from there. Outside that, thanks heaps for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.